What's good? What's good? It's the big homie himself, but what do I know boxing? Back at y'all, man. I was just watching an interview with Coach Bullet, man. Coach Bullet was speaking on Shakur, and he was speaking on Devin Haney, and he had some words to say. So without further ado, man, y'all just take a listen to what Coach Bullet had to say, and then I'm going to definitely get my take on it.
LMA never be another Floyd.
Who's playing it safe in your opinion?
All of them. I got Shakur playing it safe. Who has he fought? Nobody. Devin Haney.
Well, Valdez, there was
no. Valdez with the wrong game plan. You know, Valdez with the right game plan, different ball game. You know what I'm saying? He fought Toka Khan. Toka Khan took it on 2-week notice, Shakur, and they still went the damn distance. You know what I'm saying? Toka Khan got real good skills, but he wasn't ready for that fight. You know, I think if Toka Khan was ready for that fight, I think that would have been Shakur's best fight of his career.
You mentioned Devin.
Devin, you know, the Kambosos rematch, really. What are we going back in that direction for? You know what I'm saying? You beat him in his backyard unanimously. The rematch clause shouldn't even be able to, I mean, if it was like a split decision, maybe that's different. But Devin is going to do the same thing, maybe even worse to him. You know what I'm saying? Devin may, be so confident, may throw a hard body shot or something and finish him. You know what I'm saying? Because if Kambosos can't change in a few months, which a lot of people can't, then we really know that Devin's going to dominate. You know what I'm saying? But like I said, he's playing it safe too. That's my point. You know what I'm saying? But these guys have their own way.
So, first of all, let's talk about what Coach Bullet had to say about Shakur. He says that he's not fought anyone, and when first and foremost, let me give a big shout out to Marcos Vegas from Fight Hub TV. I think that's who it was who was doing the interview or whatnot. But regardless, bro, Coach Bullet stated that Shakur has not fought anyone, and then when Marcos asked him like, well, what about Valdez? He said Valdez that he fought Valdez. Valdez had the wrong game plan. If Valdez had the right game plan, it would have been a different outcome. Check this out. What game play? Like, first and foremost, how can you take credit away from Shakur because Valdez had a wrong game plan? How do you know that Valdez didn't have the right game plan but couldn't implement it just because of what Shakur was doing and being able to box him? All right, so you have to understand that Valdez is still the fighter in there. All right, just because he had a wrong game plan. Many people say that Canelo had the wrong game plan when he fought Floyd Mayweather. Or was it just how superior Floyd was to Canelo at that time and wasn't allowing Canelo to get that game plan in, which is what Shakur did. Shakur outboxed Valdez beautifully, and Valdez had nothing for Shakur. So it's like, how can you sit here and just say that how can you not give Shakur credit for beating Oscar Valdez, who was a top guy, another champion, and undefeated, because you say he had the wrong game plan? So that just takes away everything that Shakur did in that fight. That just takes away the fact that Valdez was a top fighter and a world champion. No, you cannot take that away from Shakur Stevenson because you don't want to give Shakur them props. Now, I also know that Coach Bullet has issues with Shakur, and so does Rolly Romero as well. It's actually a video with Shakur and this dude named Africa a long time ago going Instagram Live with Rolly and them going back and forth and having a heated discussion. However, just because you don't like Shakur does not mean you can take away the accomplishments that this man has done. By you saying that Shakur has never fought anybody, Oscar Valdez is bigger than any name that Rolly Romero has beaten. Okay? Oscar Valdez himself is bigger than any name that Rolly Romero has beaten. And the performance that Shakur put up against Oscar Valdez, who was a knockout puncher, by the way, is better than any performance that Rolly has ever had. All right, let's talk about the guys that Rolly fought. Okay, the biggest name that he fought was obviously Tank Davis, but Rolly really lost to Jackson Marinas. If you want to be honest, if we're dissecting people's stuff, we're dissecting people's resume, Rolly should have had his first loss to Jackson Marinas and not Tank Davis. So I don't understand why you trying to come at Shakur. And I remember a long time ago, Coach Bullet had an interview saying he don't like boxers. He don't like boxers. Bro, you are a boxing coach. How can you sit here and be a coach of boxing, but you don't like the art of war and the number one rule of boxing. He said he don't like Shakur and Devin Haney because they just hit and stay away, or because they're defensive minded basically. But the whole point in boxing number one rule is to hit and not get hit. Okay, so how can you sit here and be up? You mean that? Why would I even want you as a coach if you're not even going to teach me how to hit and not get hit? That's the art of boxing. And you're saying you don't like boxers, bro. That's ridiculous. That was an ignorant statement by Coach Bullitt, bro. Shakur is doing his damn thing and put up a great performance once again against the top guy in his division that was a world champion, and that fight was a unification matchup between two undefeated young fighters in their prime. And you want to take credit away from Shakur because you say Oscar Valdez had the wrong game plan. But who was it in the ring? Was Oscar Valdez still in that ring? Yes. Was Oscar Valdez a champion at that time? Yes. Was Oscar Valdez undefeated? Yes. Was Oscar Valdez a top 130-pound fighter? Yes. So, therefore, just because you feel like he had the wrong game plan does not mean you could take that away from Shakur. And again, how do you know that he did? Shakur boxed so beautifully. It just doesn't matter what game plan Oscar Valdez had. He didn't have the number one tool that he needed to beat Shakur, which is the tool inside your head, the brain, the mindset, the boxing IQ. That is what Shakur had, and that's why Shakur was able to dominate Oscar Valdez. On to Devin Haney. You say Devin Haney has not fought anybody. Devin Haney has been trying to get a Teofimo Lopez fight. Devin Haney has also been trying to get a Tank Davis fight. Okay, Mayweather won't let Tank Davis fight Devin Haney, and Teofimo chose not to fight Devin Haney. Devin Haney was at a fight. What fight was that they were arguing at? And Devin Haney was like, "Well, will you fight me next? Fight me next. Fight me next." And all this. After you get past Kambosos, fight me next, and all that. Teofimo talking about you ain't done nothing and all this type of stuff, bro. Devin Haney was trying to get that fight. Teofimo didn't want to fight, dude. So what did Devin Haney do? Devin Haney fought the man that beat Teofimo. So how can you sit here and say that Devin Haney has not fought anybody when Devin Haney fought the man that you say is the man? All right, T.O. is, don't get it twisted. I like T.O. T.O. is that guy. I like T.O. But at the end of the day, bro, you can't sit here and say Devin Haney has not fought. Is trying to play it safe when he's been trying to make these big fights, but these guys are not trying to fight him. Then to top things off, bro, you sat there and said, why is Devin Haney rematching Kambosos? Devin Haney is playing it safe because he's rematching Kambosos. Where have you been, Coach Bullitt? And I like Coach Bullitt, but Coach, man, come on, dog. Where have you been, bro? Where have you been? If you have been anywhere in the sport of boxing, you would know that Top Rank put it in the contract that should not Top Rank. Kambosos put it in the contract. Top Rank, one of them put it in the contract, right? They put it in the contract that should no, it was Top Rank. I'm sorry, but should Devin Haney beat Kambosos, he has to rematch Kambosos in Australia. That was already in the contract. So Devin Haney is only following what was in the contract. It's not like Devin Haney, I'm sure doesn't even care for a rematch where he beat him so convincingly, but he's following what was in the contract. It was in the contract stated that they have to have a rematch because it was in the rematch clause, should Devin Haney beat Kambosos. And not only did get Devin Haney signed for that, but Top Rank gets to promote the next 3 fights from Devin Haney. That's how much he wanted that fight, but he wanted it to be against Teofimo. Don't get it twisted. The only reason why people want to talk about Devin Haney was cheering for Kambosos, the only reason Devin Haney was wanting Kambosos to win, because at that time Kambosos was telling Devin Haney, I will fight you for undisputed should I get past Teofimo. So of course Devin Haney is gonna want Kambosos to win because Teofimo was acting like they didn't want to fight Devin Haney, and Kambosos was acting like they did want to fight Devin Haney. So who would you go for? Of course I'm gonna go for Kambosos because he act like he wants to fight me for the real undisputed and not that fake undisputed that T.O. had. T.O. was never undisputed. He was unified. So this stuff that Coach Bullitt is talking, man, like, bro, it has to go, bro. Shakur is the best at 130. Devin Haney is the best at 135. And Rolly is just Rolly. Let me know what you guys think. Like, comment, subscribe. What do you think about Coach Bullitt's statements? What do you think about Shakur? What do you think about Devin Haney? Let me know what you think. Who would you like to see them fight next? But what do I know?